Hi everyone, thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Cindy. I am the Charity Marketing Manager at CanadaHelps. Today our webinar is going to be led by Jacob O'Connor, who's leading the Charity Engagement team here at CanadaHelps. Jacob will introduce himself in a few short minutes, but first we'll go over a few quick housekeeping slides. For those of you who are new to CanadaHelps is a social enterprise focused on helping charities, and we provide charities with open access to our affordable online fundraising platform and training so they can better connect with the people who support them. And for donors, we offer a one-stop shop for donating and fundraising for any registered Canadian charity online. Since 2000, over 1.7 million Canadians have donated through CanadaHelps, and together we've raised over $780 million in donations. So now I will pass the mic over to Jacob, who will be sharing a lot of exciting tools for us.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Very happy to be here with you guys today. So as Cindy mentioned, my name is Jacob. And I work with the charity engagement team here at CanadaHelps. Every day I get to work with charities of all shapes and sizes all over the country, help them raise their, to do fundraising online and reach their goals, whatever they are. Today the agenda is simple. We're here to talk about the powerful CanadaHelps fundraising tools that we have to offer. So we're going to talk about 1, our custom donation forms, 2, peer-to-peer social fundraising, and 3, our events management platform. Before we started, just wanted to see from folks here which tools you're already using, just so we can kind of get a grasp of that. So we're going to launch a poll here. Awesome. So if you could just give us an answer, give me an idea of who's in the room. Awesome. Okay, so before we dive into all that, just kind of want to talk about where we are. I mean, Cindy mentioned it, but it's been an incredible journey really for CanadaHelps, and just kind of preparing this webinar here to talk to you guys, I was just kind of reflecting on, the tools that we have to offer right now and where we come from. And it's been 18 years that CanadaHelps has been in existence. And I don't know if any people here know the story, but it was started by actually 3 teenagers. And it was in the middle of the dot-com boom, like in 1999, and a bunch of for-profit companies are making a lot of money online. There's the crash eventually, but these 3 teens thought about how can charities get in on this and raise money and receive donations online. And so the idea they came to became CanadaHelps.org, and initially that was just a place where every single charity in Canada is listed on CanadaHelps.org. A donor can come to that website and donate to any charity, and we're taking care of the administrative services and receiving that donation, effectively opening up online donations and democratizing access for any charity in Canada, no matter where they are or the size. And we've kind of continued on in that spirit. The first year raised $150,000. In this past year, in 2017, $155 million went through CanadaHelps.org. Over 18,000 charities are now fundraising using CanadaHelps.org. And this massive amount of growth kind of started about 5 years ago, and you can see the numbers there. But you guys know CanadaHelps for a long time was just kind of that donation button. That donate now, you click on that button, you're going to a charity's profile, you're coming off the charity's website to that profile to make a donation and get that tax receipt. In 2012, we launched custom donation forms, what we're going to talk about today. We've launched them multiple times, most recently now in 2018 with a whole bunch of new features. I'm excited to demo. In 2015, we launched a peer-to-peer platform, which has grown over 30% year over year every single year, along with events in 2016. But it's all in that same spirit of how are charities raising money, and how can we democratize access to that and make it accessible to everyone. And before we dig into, just to let you guys know, so for all of these tools, you can gain access to them for free. So registering for CanadaHelps is absolutely free. There's no upfront, admin, or monthly fees, and there's no contracts. So again, no matter your resources, you can get access to these tools. And we have a link here where you can just go straight on there to claim your profile and register. Also, if you already are registered, and just to give you guys a heads up before we dive in, and you're not seeing these tools right in your profile when you log in, It's because you're using the basic account. Right from the Home tab, when you log into your account, right at the bottom you're going to see a prompt that says, want to use Donate Now and P2P services? Upgrade now. If you click that button, again, it's free and you're on your way. So let's get started. I'm excited. So first, we're starting with custom donation forms. Quickly, what is a custom donation form? It's a vehicle that enables your organization, and it's to accept online donations on any device, to give your donors a tailored and integrated experience when they do make that donation. And the third one is to be nimble and creative. And we're going to kind of see some examples when we're diving into kind of the demo portion here. So we were talking about giving that experience. So donors can give, with the custom donation forms, donors can give on their terms. So we see we have a tablet, we have a phone. People are more and more connected, and they're accessing your website. They're accessing information about your organization in all these different ways. Custom donation forms, they allow the donor, when they come to your beautiful website and they're inspired to give, they can give on their terms. They're not hampered by a poor experience on a mobile device or whatever device they're using. And then there's that improved donor experience. So we talked about before the link off of the website to CanadaHelps.org to make a donation. With custom donation forms, donors never leave your site. We'll show some examples, but here's one here. You see it's completely integrated, and again, on mobile or on browser or wherever you're using, it's going to be an amazing experience for the donor. And then continue on that experience with the custom donation forms. So this is kind of unlike if they're going to CanadaHelps.org. It's actually a CanadaHelps.org transaction. So CanadaHelps.org is generating that receipt and the thank you message. With a custom donation form, you actually get to customize the thank you message that goes out to donors. So that happens if it's a single or monthly donor. You get to choose how are you welcoming that donor to your monthly giving program? How are you thanking them for that generous gift? You get to tailor that with the custom donation form, and then it automatically gets sent out with the branded tax receipts as well. So that's just kind of just an all-in-one, just amazing experience that a custom donation form can provide to your donor, and you can tailor it in many different ways that we'll get into. And so where do you create this form? So in your CanadaHelps account, it's in that Donate Now section. Okay, so if you go Donate Now, you log in, Donate Now, and then you're just going to click on that Create a New Form button. And from there, you'll see the first thing you do is pick a form type. And we're going to go into that, but we have 3 different types of forms: the full form, the multi-step form, and the one-page form, the Tribute First form. And then we're going to go in now quickly just about creating your form. So when you get into your account, it's everything like CanadaHelps, the tagline. Again, the spirit of this is democratizing access, giving everyone access no matter the resources, no matter how many staff or time you have. Any of our tools, you'll see it's all about, it's a template, and you're going through and filling that out. So it's Giving Made Simple, the tagline, and it's meant to help. So this is just kind of more of a roadmap for after. You're going to get the slides. They're available to download now, but even after the presentation. But this is kind of just a general roadmap to where everything is. So when you're creating a form, how do you select the fund choices? If you want to collect mailing preference and phone numbers, you can choose preset donation amounts. And again, we're going to see examples of all this. Custom email messages is where you're choosing your thank you message. You can customize the branding on the form in that brand form section, and then you can include custom e-cards and even get real strategic with Google Analytics tracking. So right away here, I want to get in and look at a demo of some of these forms and how some of our partner charities are using them. So bear with me here for a sec. Awesome. So this is the first example. So we're looking right now at Walrus Magazine. You may have heard of them, at their Donate Now section of their charity account. Okay. So we see now with a custom donation form, it's completely integrated into their website. They have their own branding and colors, and they've actually kind of really neatly packaged everything together. You can't even really tell that this is something that's been embedded into their page. It really lives and breathes all in one place. They have the suggested donation amounts, and you can do a fund choice. Again, so this is the full form option. So when we're scrolling down here, we're seeing all of the different parts of the form all in one form. It's all in one kind of experience for the donor. The next one I talked about was the multi-step form, and we'll get there now too. This is a beautiful example of a charity that's just down the street from us here in Toronto, Vibe Arts. So they have a beautiful multi-step form. So this is the second type of form, and this was actually just recently released. So what this form does is it allows you to break the donation down into kind of 3 parts. So in the first section of the donation, you're putting the amount of the donation. So a $50 donation. In the next, I'm getting into payment details, and then I'm entering my credit card information to complete the transaction. But you see it's kind of broken down into 3 separate steps. This is kind of about personal preference and what you choose. It does increase the click amounts to go through to make a donation, but at the end it could be more digestible to your donors. Again, it's a matter of personal preference here. The third kind of option that I want to show you guys here is this beautiful, the tribute first form that I mentioned, okay? And so this is an example, Providence Healthcare Foundation, and they give kind of different options. It's kind of like a ways to give page, and we'll see an example of one of those in a sec. But I can choose to make a monthly donation, a one-time donation, or a dedication donation. So when I click the dedication donation, this brings me to a beautiful tribute first form. So they have a really nice kind of emotive image there in the background, and you see that a little bit differently than either the multi-step form here or the full form here where the donation details are first. With this tribute first form, you're actually highlighting the dedication information. So if you're with an organization where people are making a lot of donations in honor or in memory of someone, this is an amazing form to kind of give a better experience there, and you could actually upload your own custom e-cards. So they could highlight the brand of your organization, and just you can even tailor that a little bit more. And with this too, with these e-cards, you get to send this e-card to whomever you want by email, and as a charity too, you could actually provide the option to send a card on behalf of the donor. So as a charity, this is up to you to select if you want this available, but you can make this available to your donors as a kind of an extra step that you're willing to go and sign an actual physical card off to the to the person that the donation was made in memory or in honor of. I'm going to look at another example here too, and this is another beautiful form. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink here. This is St. Matthew's Anglican Church out in BC, as you can see. And this is just to speak to folks here in that maybe some of you are looking at some of these websites and think kind of maybe these are a little swanky websites. I'm not sure about kind of embedding a donation form on my website. And I would agree with you. Not all kind of websites are mobile optimized yet. Everyone is going to get there, I'm sure. But if you do not have a mobile optimized website, there is an option. So our custom donation forms are actually mobile optimized of themselves. So if you do not have a mobile optimized website, all you have to do in that case, it doesn't have to be an embedded form. You put a donate text anywhere on your website, and you just link that directly to the form itself as a standalone page. So here's an example of this church. They got a beautiful image in the back, and this form is mobile optimized. So even if you do not have a mobile optimized site, you do not have to embed the form. In fact, I recommend you don't, just because if your site is not mobile optimized, when the donor brings up the form, it's not going to look quite right. But our forms in themselves are mobile optimized. So this kind of experience to give to your donors is available to all of you. And I also want to add too, if you don't have a website, maybe you have a Facebook page. Facebook actually also gives you the ability to add a donate button to your Facebook page. And you can create a beautiful form with your branding, kind of speaking to your organization, and that donate button could link directly to the form. So even if you don't have a website, if you don't have a mobile optimized website, you can take advantage of this technology. The next one I want to look at here is when we is this example from Feed Nova Scotia. And this is kind of what we would say is best practice. So for any of you guys kind of looking to reach for the stars in terms of what you have on your website and what you're providing to donors, when we look at Feed Nova Scotia here, this is kind of their ways to give page. So they kind of outline all the different ways. So if you want to volunteer, that's up there. They have a planned giving program. If you want to donate in memory, if you want to donate securities, they're highlighting their current appeal. And then if you want to do join their monthly giving program. So let's just go through this monthly giving program here for a sec. And I'm going to click a donate to donate. So another thing that I want to mention too is that with any of the forms, so whether it's the full form or the multi-step form, you can actually default that form to be optimized for monthly donations. So as you see here, I clicked on that, the Give 12 monthly program, and I'm brought directly, this is already defaulted to a monthly donation form. So just that little bit, that's kind of increasing that cohesiveness of that kind of journey that the donor is going on as they complete that donation, and every little bit helps. So these are kind of like what we've gone through all the forms, how you can apply them, when they apply to you. Again, a lot of this is up to preference and what you think your donors are going to like best. But now I kind of want to just show you a couple ways that you can get creative here. And the first one here is really, really cool campaign. This was done by hosted by the Okanagan Community Foundation out in BC. And so they had a project where they're taking an old railroad track and they're turning it into a beautiful nature trail. And so this is, if you see here, this is a website specific to the campaign. So it's not the charity's website, it's okanaganrailtrail.ca. So when you go to this website, they have their own branding specific for the campaign, and then so they create a custom donation form that's embedded right in the website specific for this campaign. So you see the branding at the top of the form. It says Okanagan Rail Trail. Let's finish the trail. A nice call to action, shows the donor exactly what they're doing here. And then they've actually put suggested donation amounts in as well, saying how far your dollar is going to go. So $160 donation is going to fund a meter of trail construction, and they kind of go off that. So if you want to fund 3 meters, 5 meters, that's all in there. And think about your campaigns, any campaigns you have going on. You could tie that in too. What's the impact of that donation going to be? What is it going to fund? And kind of tying that in. But whatever kind of campaign that you have going on, even if your spring appeal, just a general thing, you can create a custom donation form, have it embedded somewhere or standing on its own, but just have its own branding. And then in the back end too, you're going to be able to see through the donation section of your charity account where those donations actually went. So you're going to be able to see, specifically how many went through this campaign page that we set up. The next one, and a few of you might have seen it actually, that we're going to go through. And if you see in the top here, you might need to put your specs on, but we got I'm about to enter signtheflag.ca. And this was a really cool idea by the Canadian Olympic Foundation during this last Winter Olympics here. And so they took out an ad. You can do the same thing, or you can just advertise it on social media. But and just talking about this campaign they had going on, the Sign the Flag campaign. And what they did is they purchased a URL, and it's this URL here, signtheflag.ca. And any of you can do this, and many of our charities do this all the time. It's $20 to purchase a URL. And when I click on this, so they'd have a call to action and say social media. And I guess just to say, so the basis of the campaign was that if you made a $25 donation, you would get to sign your name on a flag that was given to the Olympic athletes at the end of the Olympics. At the same time, you are supporting our Olympians, right? So signtheflag.ca goes in perfectly with the campaign. I click on that there, and it brings me to this donation form. Right at the top, you have someone signing the flag, a beautiful picture of all the Olympians, and then with the suggested donation amounts. And they defaulted this to a one-time donation form. So like before we saw the monthly donation form, this is a one-time donation form because this was a kind of a one-time campaign, time sensitive. And so $25 will sign one name on the Canadian flag, $50 will sign too, and so on and so forth. But this is something that you can get up quick. To create one of the donation forms, actually only take, once you get used to it, it's only going to take you minutes, like really about 10 minutes. So you can kind of just get creative in what you want to do and how you want to kind of choose to support and the experience you want to give on the different campaigns or different programs you have in your organization. Cool. And so I'm going to switch back now. Bear with me for a moment. There you go. Amazing. Hold on. There you go. Cool. Cool. So, and then again, this is just in the slides, so you're going to get this on the way out. But we have the optimized full form, which we looked at. We had the 3-step form, which was, again, putting into 3 digestible steps. And then we also had the Tribute First form, where you can add your own custom e-cards, just even improving that experience even more. And so just a quick one. So again, that's going to be in the slides. We showed where you create the form, and then we just kind of did a breakdown, right, of each of the sections. Generally, what are you going to find in there, and what are you going to edit? So where are you going to add that custom thank you? Where are you going to set the fund, preset donation amounts? So you guys are going to have all that. You're going to know how to create your form. This is for after you create the form. So again, if you have a mobile optimized website, you're going to click right in that Donate Now section where we went at the beginning. You're going to see a list of your forms that you've created on the form that you want to embed or maybe just have as a standalone. If you have a mobile optimized website and you want to embed it, you're going to click on that embed button, and you see that second line of code there. It's a little longer. All you're going to have to do is in the back end of your website, copy and paste whatever's provided to you when you click that embed button, and then the form's going to appear. It's really that simple. And if you need a hand, again, just call into our support team. You can reach out to me. Details will be provided at the end, but be happy to help do this every day. And then if you're not mobile optimized, then it's even simpler. All you have to do is, so you're going to get the URL once you create that form, when you click on that URL button, and you just have to link directly to it. That's it. And we saw here too, so it looks nice, the experience is good, all fine and dandy. Bottom line is this going to boost your results. And especially here we're talking about kind of your general donation form that you have on your website. Whether you're using CanadaHelps or not, you're going to want to have an integrated experience on your website. You don't want donors to have to click and leave your website and click some more. You want it to all be in one place, and then just adding in all the benefits of kind of post-donation experience with the custom thank yous and custom receipts that you're going to be able to send out. This is really a no-brainer. And our test showed, so 1,000 visitors to your website with a custom donation form and linking to the charity profile actually generates 70% more in donation dollars. So if that's not going to get you to switch, then I don't know what will. And then to bring it all home, so what you need to take home, and apologies if you heard a big gulp there. So first thing is that this form can be created in minutes, and I'm like dead serious. I do this every day, so obviously if you're not creating these forms all the time, it's not going to be quite as quick, but once you get a hang of it, 5 minutes really, you can create a donation form. Okay, and you can create as many as you want. So as many campaigns as you want, as many times as you want to test. There's no cost. The only cost that you're going to pay is the fee on any donation that's processed. So anytime you set up a form, there's no cost to that. And again, there's customizable branding and thank you messaging that goes out. And then these forms can live anywhere. So just let that sink in for a sec. So they can live anywhere. So for Okanagan Community Foundation, we saw they had the Okanagan Rail Trail campaign. So it's living somewhere else. We created the Sign the Flag URL directing to the donation form. How about corporate websites? So if you have a partner, you can create a form, excuse me, you can create a form, custom brand it to your corporate partner's colors, put their logo in there, and it can be embedded right on their intranet. So if they want to do an employee giving and matching program, that's something that you could facilitate really easy. So just knowing to have that in your arsenal, that's huge. And it's just the same thing. If you have any partners or affiliates or people you know that you want to support their cause and they have a website, you could provide something that lives on their website. It doesn't cost anything to set up, or even a standalone form. They can send it on social media, but it could live anywhere. It's optimized for any device. And then the last thing here is with this, you can get a little strategic, right? So we have lots of charities using these forms in this way. So let's say my spring campaign. So let's say I'm going to send out 1,000 direct mails. I'm going to send out 100 emails, and then I'm going to put some out on social media. I could create a separate form for each of these things, and I could say, okay, I sent out 1,000 direct mails. How many donations did that get? And I'm going to know because the only place that that form could be found is if they're getting the link that you put on the direct mailer, right? So on the direct mailer, I create the direct mailer, donate here, and it's charitywebsite.ca/direct mail, or you can get a lot more creative than that, obviously. But for each of these things, you're creating their own form. You can see what's the average donation, what was the conversion, and then you can get, and then from there, it's making decisions. Okay, maybe social worked the best. Maybe we don't have to spend the money on direct mail, or maybe direct mail worked really well. So maybe we should invest more next year. But this tool and its flexibility just really gives you the ability to get strategic. And again, all of this, guys, for 3.5%. So no upfront costs, no support costs. That's including the credit card fees, including the receipt you're going to get. So yes, custom donation forms, I call them the ultimate enabler. So you can be nimble. If something comes up, someone wants to support you, you can create this form and get it done quickly. Next, we're going to talk about P2P. So what is it? And I think, so I talked to the support team too before, our amazing support team. If any of you guys have spoken to them, they know all these things inside out. And I asked them, you know, what would you kind of want to, what are some things I should talk about in this webinar? What do people ask about? And I think the big thing they said was the distinction between peer-to-peer and a campaign, because sometimes that's not always clear. And what peer-to-peer is it's a multi-level tool. So there's different levels of this. And it enables teams and individuals to leverage the power of their social networks to fundraise on your behalf. At the heart, that's what our peer-to-peer platform is. So, and again, this is an ideal solution. So if you're doing a walk or run or any type of thon event where you're going to have teams and individuals that are kind of getting on board and fundraising on your behalf, this is the platform for you, for sure. So how it works, generally, you have your overarching campaign. So we see here, Rainbow Run for a Better World. This is the overarching campaign. And then teams and individuals, and you can see that sponsor me for the Rainbow Run on the left-hand side, can set up their own pages, tell their own stories, and then share that and fundraise for you, and then leveraging that power of social media. So we'll kind of go in the same format. So if you want to get your peer-to-peer up and running, you're going to log into your account, you're going to click on that P2P section, and then you're going to click on the button, Create New P2P Campaign. Well, look at all these arrows, eh? So when we're, again, same thing. So this is something you're going to have after the fact, but again, with all of our tools, and you're going to see with events too, there's a template. Again, it's Giving Made Simple. You can see it right under there in the logo, in the CanadaHelps logo. There's just fields, and you fill them out, pretty much. So straightforward, but just to kind of give you a heads up, campaign details, that's where you find info about the campaign, what it is, dates, when it starts, when it ends. You set your fundraising goal, kind of the basic nuts and bolts of the campaign. Participant pages, and this is a new feature, and you guys are all going to love this, but you can actually now create default pages for your participants. We're going to walk through a registration. I'm going to walk through as a fundraiser that potentially wants to, fundraise for the event and is maybe testing out the experience. I'm going to show you what that's like, but basically this allows you to preset a photo, a fundraising story, and a goal for all of your participants, so they can register so quickly and they can just edit it if they want to. And then the media gallery and page visual section, that's going to allow you to customize your page, really make it match with your branding. And then in that custom sign up, that's where you're going to create your own custom registration. And we'll talk a little bit about this. But basically, any information you want to get from your registrants to your campaign, you can get. And you can go real bare bones with it, or you can collect a lot. And some people have different needs. So kind of either end of the spectrum, it can work for you. Okay, so from here, that's my queue. I'm actually going to go check out. We're going to check out a couple campaigns together. And then from there, sorry, I just got a little starstruck by that little Visla that's in that page. But from there, so we're going to check out some examples, and then I'm going to show you what it's like to actually register. So here we go. Again, bear with me. Okay, cool. So peer-to-peer, the first one we're going to look at. So this was a campaign, and it's a walk, right? Basically a walkathon, a group walk put on by Grant Thornton Foundation. And we'll kind of go through the main things. So you have, you see the branding, so kind of making that cohesive. So we can pick the colors to match what we have going on. We can add a nice banner image at the top of the page. A very good place, it's not done here by Grant Thornton, but a very good place if you have sponsors for the event, a very good place to feature them would be in that banner. And then if we scroll down here so we can find a team or person, we have leaderboards for teams and participants. So kind of giving people that incentive to fundraise. And then this is kind of the top fund leaderboard. So real incentive to kind of get up on that top 5. We have a supporters wall. People can choose to share a message or choose not to, but that's all there. And then the donation section. And if you're not new to this, if you've used P2P before, you'll notice some huge improvements right here. But the first thing I want to show is that, so that donate now, right at the top of the page. So kind of like our other platforms, this is mobile optimized. No matter how someone chooses to visit this, they're gonna have a really good experience. That donate now button is front and center. I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna come down here. So I'm just gonna make a little donation here and start the process. So I'm gonna donate again, another $50 donation. Actually, let's make it 5,000. Right from here, so I don't even need to go searching for teams anymore. I don't need to go and look through, although I can. But right from here, I'm able to assign a donation to a team, and then even assign it to an individual participant right from the main page. So really making it easy. I mean, I think most of the time, we really give the tools for the fundraiser to direct people to their main page. So most of the time, folks aren't even going to have to do this. But if somehow they get to that main page or they come off the fundraisers page and come to the main campaign page, they click that donate now button, they could donate easily to whoever they want. So I'm just going to continue with my donation. And you see here, just wondering if this is familiar to anyone, but this is a kind of brand new optimization we've done here is we've actually brought the technology from our custom donation forms, which is completely mobile optimized in a really, really, really good platform. We've actually brought that over here to our P2P. So now they're getting that same consistent donation experience. Again, this works great on whatever kind of device they have going on. So I just wanted to point that out because just another step towards optimization. And we'll go through as a fundraiser kind of how that experience is, and I'll speak a little bit more on that. But this is one. So this is kind of a traditional walkathon, a traditional use of the platform. Next, we're going to look at this Great Canadian Birdathon. This is by Bird Studies Canada happening right now. And so this is, yeah, a birdathon. So they have a whole bunch of lists of birds, and people are searching for these birds and trying to kind of complete a checklist. And then they're at the same time they're supporting bird studies and their research. So it's kind of like a dual thing. But you can get creative as to kind of what works for your organization. It doesn't have to be always, you know, a walkathon. And let's look at another example like this. So this is one from last year, Epic Golf Challenge. So I'm sure a lot of people here are doing golf tournaments. I mean, we know how popular golf tournaments are for good reason. But this is a way to kind of get people more engaged and to make it fun too, right? So basically with this is that, yes, there's a golf tournament, but on the side, there's kind of a fundraising competition as well. And you see people here all got their team outfits on, so that's kind of part of the peer-to-peer, part of the challenge. But you can kind of organize this. So let's say, you know, maybe the top fundraising team gets specific benefits. Maybe they get an extra mulligan on the day of the tournament. You could do a bunch of different things, but just kind of, you can get creative with this, and it's about leveraging the power of social media, getting people engaged. With something like this, people are going to get excited about it. It's fun, and they're really going to kind of flesh out fully their own personal fundraising pages, and that's going to lead to more success as well. So now I'm going to show you what it's like to actually join, okay? So let's do it here. Okay, so this is my really kind of vanilla page that I put together for today. It's not too nice, but I'm not the artsy type, I guess. Oh, but it does have a few V-slits, which I really like down here, so I think that spices up the page. Anywho, so I come to the page. Let's just say Canada Helps Fundraising Tools. This sounds like an amazing peer-to-peer campaign. I want to join. I'm going to join. Great. Okay. So a couple of things I want to point out here, okay? So again, you get to customize the registration experience. You get to customize what information people are providing when they register for a peer-to-peer. And again, that's in the custom sign-up question, and it's really, really straightforward. What you're seeing here, okay, is that, okay, so actually first I'll start by saying that by default, we collect, to complete a registration, we collect email, first and last name, and address. So that'd be full address. So address 1, address 2, city, postal code, right? That's by default. We actually introduced a new simplified sign-up option, which people are loving. I love it. I think it's great. There might be cases, of course, where you guys would want to collect that address information. So in that case, don't use it. But basically with the simplified sign-up option, the only mandatory fields are email, first name, and last name. So I could just put in my email, I could put in my first name and my last name, and I'm off and running to create my page. So it could be that quick, okay? I've added 3 questions here. So I've added a waiver. It'd obviously be a lot longer if you had a real waiver. But so if you have a waiver to participate in your event, you can add that here and have a statement of agreement. If you're collecting T-shirt sizes, so I'm just going to agree here. If you're adding T-shirt sizes, you could collect that. If you want to know if it's a member could put in their membership ID. If people are choosing a type of race that they're going to be signing up for, you could put 5K, 10K. Basically anything you want, you can add it here as a question. If you want to collect phone number, you could ask that. The list goes on, right? So I just stuck with these 2, kept it simple, and also to sign up for charity communications. And then, so what I'm going to do, so first thing, for those people that are running repeat events, if someone already has a Canada Helps account, if someone already fundraised on your behalf the previous year, we just added this feature in, which is real great. So I'm going to be existing at user. So your returning fundraisers, it recognizes that they're a returning fundraiser. They have a Canada Helps account. All I have to do is put in my password if I remember it, and then it auto-populates the information. So that just made it so much easier for me. If I didn't do the simplified sign-up, that would also populate my address fields for me too. So that just made it a whole lot easier. So, and then I'm going to agree, and then I'm going to choose a T-shirt size, and I'm going to sign up. That's the first part of my process done. Second page. And what you're seeing here, this is actually the default participants that we were talking about. You get to set, by default, the page. So I come into the second page, and I'm at page 2 of 2. This is all it takes for fundraisers to sign up. There's already a goal amount here. There's already an image, and I'm never going to change that. And then we also have a fundraising story that I could change if I want to. I'm going to add a little personalization. And then we're going to go my fundraising page name. I'm going to hit continue, and I'm done. That's how easy it is to create a page. That's how easy it is. So if you're trying to get folks to register, it's not a complicated process. There's very little barriers for them. If you want to test, and there's no fees to this, you put something up, It's that easy for people to register, and it's not done there. So right when people register, front and center, we're putting the shortened URL. So we have a short URL that they could copy and share, and then right away we're prompting them to share across the social networks. So prompts for email, prompts for Facebook, prompts for Twitter, and that's the power, right? This is the power. I think I did jump rope for heart for a kid, and I remember going around to grandma and uncle to put coins in my little bag with my pledge sheet. This is now online. I now have not just my close circle. I have a circle of 1,000, I don't know if you call it a circle, a web of 1,000 Facebook friends that I could blast this out to. And when you make it that easy to donate, and it's an experience that if I'm on Facebook and I get that and I'm on my phone and I check it out, okay, I'm going to check out this person's page. It goes right there. And if it's mobile optimized and I can make that donation easily, you know, maybe I get caught off guard and that person had a great fundraising story and reason why they're fundraising, and I can make that donation right there. So this is your opportunity. We put this front and center. And if you saw on any of the pages too, social sharing is everywhere. Social sharing is everywhere, and everywhere you go. So let's look at let's just look at a page here. Actually, we'll go, let's look at my page. So right here, donate to me right away. Anywhere you go on any of the pages, easy to donate, and then I can even share. I'm inspired, I'm Jacob's friend, let's just say, I could share this too right here. So built in everywhere in the platform. Yeah, so that's the end of the demo part here. We're going to go back to the slides, so bear with me again for a second. Cool. Oh, that's not what we want to do. Okay, so you can see this. So this is where we just were, but a fundraiser, they can register in minutes, if that. And this is really designed to engage, and this is kind of just what I was just talking about, but this is something you could take home from you. But prominent donate buttons on all the pages, links between all the pages, the thermometers, goals, leaderboards, and then donations are optimized for any device. And then again, this is kind of just for you guys to take home, but this page does look familiar to me. But we've integrated in, again, 2018, the Donate Now checkout in P2P. So they can share it on any platform, and it can be accessed and then donated to on any device. Lastly, on peer-to-peer here is that, let me just take a quick drink here. So we've actually just redone the report section as well, the peer-to-peer management section. So if you go to the P2P section of your account, you find the peer-to-peer, you click on that graph button, and that's going to bring you to this all-new kind of dashboard where you get a snapshot of the campaign. You see where you are at in compared to your goals. You can manage any teams and participants, invite new people, move participants. You can download reports on your teams, individuals, and donations at any time. And you can add offline donations. So if you have corporate sponsorships, you know, you have someone up there in the banner, you can add the offline amounts as well. So you're keeping track of both, because we all know, like, the offline donations, they're not going to stop, right? They're always going to come in, but having the online option, it's just giving people more option, and then being able to add in the offline part, it's just make sure you're counting everything together. And then kind of what you need to take home here, and again, this is leveraging the massive power of social. So easy template setup like the other ones. There's no setup costs. So it'd be hard pressed to find a peer-to-peer platform without setup costs. This gives you kind of the opportunity to test. There's customizable branding. Fundraisers set up easily in minutes. This is designed for social engagement. We went through all that. Optimized for any device, and there's complete management of your teams, your fundraisers, and your donations. Again, no upfront fees, no setup, no support costs, and it's all 4.9%, including the credit card fees there. So that's peer-to-peer. Lastly, now we're on to events. Okay, so this is the last of the 3 tools we're looking at today. We got some time still. We're looking good. Okay, so events is a platform. I'm just going to read this through which you can capture free or paid online registration and ticket purchases. So free or paid online registrations or ticket purchase, automate the tax receipts, and accept donations, saving you time and increasing your event fundraising success. So how does it work? So in two short years, we've powered 1,400 ticket events from Canadian charities, which is pretty amazing. And that's a preview of what the events page look like there. We're going to dive in. And again, where to create your event. So you're going to log in your account, you're going to go to the event section, and you're going to click on that Create New Event button. And then once you do that, you're gonna see these kind of sections. And again, same thing with custom donate now, same thing with peer-to-peer that we went through. But in that general event information, you're going to fill out the event details and overview. So where is it, when is it, what's the purpose? Page visuals. Just like peer-to-peer, we can add a banner image, and we can also add any other images or video to inspire and engage donors there. In the email preferences, you can customize the email. So when someone purchases a ticket or registers for an event, they're going to get a purchase confirmation. They're going to get a ticket, and you get to customize what's the messaging going out to donors when they're receiving that in their inboxes. And then tickets and tax receipts section there that you're seeing, that's where you can select the receipting options and then create ticket types. And I know there's a question that came in around ticket types. And on that note, that's kind of where the real value add is here for our events platform. Split receipting when you want it. Split receipting when you want it. So you get to automatically send tax receipts instantly when you're ready. So we have kind of 3 options here. So you can do the instant tax receipting option, you could do post-event receipting, or you could do no tax receipt. So kind of just to paint this as an example, right? So let's say we have a gala, and we want to sell $100 gala tickets, but we know that the person that's going to be attending is going to be getting $50 of value back in meal and drinks. So that's only so the purchaser is only going to get a tax receipt for the remaining $50 amount. If you know that ahead of time, you can set your ticket price for $100, and you can set the amount eligible for a charitable tax receipt for $50. Instantly, when they complete the purchase, they're going to get a purchase confirmation for that whole $100, and then they're going to get the tax receipt right away for $50. So that's taking that admin burden of you writing out all the receipts after the event is done, and that's going to give you that time to focus on the event or focus on other things. So you can choose that. If you don't know that amount, so you don't know that $50 amount until after the event's over when you calculated expenses, then you can do post-event receipting. And that's as simple as after the event, logging in, typing in the amount that's eligible, clicking generate, and it instantly sends all those receipts out for you. And then also, if you have non-receipted events, it could do that too. So if you don't want, if there's no amount that's eligible for a charitable tax receipt, you don't have to set one. And then you can accept and receive donations too, and that's another like major value add that you won't see too many places. Is that so you're doing the split receipting? So let's say there's no receipt for your event. There's actually you can add in and ask that, okay, so you're attending, you bought a ticket, please help if you can. Add a donation, and so you can add a donation amount on top of that, even if the ticketed amount is not receivable. That donation amount gets instantly receipted and sent to them, and that's for just adding that donation flow. So even if you had free events, right, you could have free events, you're just collecting registration, you're collecting RSVPs, but if when people are RSVPing, if they want to add a donation, they can do that. Okay, so we're going to now take a look at some examples of the events platform. Okay, the first one we're going to take a look at here is this one by the Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan, from Flicker to Flame. And you see here different levels of registration. So this is just adding a different ticket. So different tickets can have different prices. And so you just get to add that and put a little small description. Again, this is also, like all the other platforms, I think you're probably seeing a trend here, mobile optimized. Call to action is very clear. So wherever I am, I'm on my phone, I'm on my tablet, whenever I see this, I can click this Get Tickets button, brings me down right here. I can choose the ticket amount. Social sharing is built in, again, like all the other platforms. A couple cool little touches. Right here, it gives the location. I could actually click in here, and it's going to take me directly to Google Maps through which I can get the directions. So I could type in my own location and get directions. And then I could also add it here to my Google Calendar, Yahoo Calendar. I use Google, but iCal or whatever it is they're using. So those kind of integrations built in. And from there, it's kind of just a straightforward purchase, right? And here it is. Please make a donation if you're unable to attend, or you can help even more. So this is kind of more your basic use. You have an event or you have a gala. Perfect platform for that. But you can also get creative. And I want to give you one example. Our friends in St. John's, Newfoundland, Kids Eat Smart. And this happened last year, but they actually put a 50-50 draw through our platform. So selling tickets for 50-50 draw, and many people have done this, or raffles. But essentially, this is just an event. It could operate as an event or ticket purchasing platform, right? So it's obviously non-receivable. You know, you put a $5 or $10 or $20 ticket price, and people could purchase them. A creative use and a way that you can tap on. Just please note with this one, you're going to need to get in touch with your provincial Lottery and Gaming Commission. But no, there's been over a handful of these done. But just kind of getting your juices flowing as to what's possible here. And then this is a Toronto charity. I was talking to them earlier today. And so they have a fondo. So there's a relay and a fondo. So there's a bike ride. And as you see here too, and I think this was brought up, they have early bird rates and they could show that it's expired on May 24th. You can go in on May 24th and just change the ticket quantity available to 0, and that's going to expire the ticket. But they have a $125 early bird price, $150 full price ticket. So this is another type of event, and you can just see a whole bunch of different ticket options. And then on top of that, for the same event, a separate page for sponsorships. So again, these are non-receipted payments, right? And typically CanadaHelps, a donation, you're not going to be able to do that. But through the events platform, you can give all the event details, give the sponsorship package, and you could sell your sponsorships for your event. Maybe you have a golf tournament and you want to sell whole sponsorships through here, or the cart sponsorships. But just again, just kind of trying to get your juices flowing. And I think, yeah, so the events platform, it's not so complex as the peer-to-peer, and it's kind of more straightforward in its uses. The superpower of it is really the way that it receipts and accepting donations is really going to save you time. And then, like all of our other platforms, social sharing and mobile optimization. So let's get back here to the slides. And again, bear with me. And you see here, again, let the platform go to work. So we just talked about all this stuff. I'm not going to mention it again, but it's here for you guys in the slides for after the fact. And again, kind of just mention this to wrap it up, but what you need to take home, again, easy template setup, no setup costs, customizable branding, generate the split receipts when you want it. So when you want to do that post-event, right away, instantly, you can do that. You have a free event, there's no cost for you to create an event here. Because there's only fees on what's processed. So if there's no registration fee, there's no cost to you. But then you can add a donation. So free registration, but add a donation. And then so get creative. You have galas and golf tournaments, but you can also do sponsorship, raffles, and I'm sure you guys could think of a lot cooler things than me. I mean, every day I'm wowed by the ideas that I'm lucky enough to hear from different charities around Canada. And then design for social engagement, optimized for any device, and then this is again just at 4.5%, including the credit card fees. So very low fee again. So I'm sure all of you guys, after seeing all these examples, are raring to go. If you want to learn more, we have online training videos for all of these platforms, and we have also recently launched a new charity help page. You can get a whole bunch of questions and then links to videos through there as well. So there's a quick link for you guys to access that. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for being here with me today. I hope you guys kind of learned something just about what's available to you. I mean, I mentioned that quickly at the beginning. A lot of this was done in the last 5 years. You guys are working hard on your mission and maybe just didn't know what we had to offer. I hope I was able to provide some value. and show you what we do have to offer right now. And I look forward to helping you out with your wild and crazy ideas. They're going to support your mission. So thank you.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much for that. That was very helpful. We learned so much about the tools today. I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of the audience that's typing in here. Now we have just a few short minutes to get to as many of these questions as we can. The ones we don't get to, we will definitely follow up with afterwards. But I'll get started with a few of them here. So the first question is from Cicely, and it's about our events platform. And Cicely is asking, is there a way to set max tickets sold where it stops selling or says sold out when it reaches the full amount?
And that was Cecily, right? Thank you, Cecily, for your question. That's a great question. Yeah, 100%. So when you're adding a ticket type, so when you get to that tickets and tax receipts section that was highlighted in the slides here, there's a field when you're setting up that ticket, and it's just real simple. It says quantity available. So whatever amount you have available, how many seats you have, whatever it is, you just put that in there, and it won't sell more than that. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you again.
Okay, thanks for that, Jacob. And the next question is from Milo, and it's about our peer-to-peer social fundraising platform. You showed us that when a person already has a CanadaHelps account and they sign up for a fundraiser, they're prompted to sign in to their CanadaHelps account, making it a lot more easier to sign up. And so the question from Milo is, if someone already has a CanadaHelps account after giving to another charity, will it autofill their information for my organization? Will I get full access to their details, or are they only accessible to CanadaHelps?
That's another great question. Thank you, Milo. Okay, so I guess there's kind of two parts here. So, and it was, so the first part was if someone makes a donation to another organization has a CanadaHelps account. So the first thing I want to say is that donors are not required to have a CanadaHelps account to donate to a charity. We do that like so for the custom donation forms and events and peer-to-peer that we looked at today. We don't want to add a step and kind of force register people. And also if it's living on your website, right, we don't want to kind of insert ourselves in all of a sudden create a CanadaHelps account. Kind of goes away from that seamless experience. So not everyone will have a CanadaHelps account that donates to another charity through CanadaHelps. If they do, when they are setting up a fundraiser, if they do have an account, yes, so they will be prompted to log in, and it will autofill all that information for them. And then you as a charity, when someone registers for your peer-to-peer, you do get access to all of that information. It's in the slides as well, but if you go to that report section, and there was an arrow pointing to it, there's a tab there that says participants, and there's also a report that says individual participants. If you download that full report from that dashboard, it's right on that main page. You're going to get a full look at every single person that's registered and all of their details that they've shared, along with any additional questions that you might have asked in the registration process.
Okay, great, thank you. Now the next question is from Mary. Are there any manuals or step-by-step instructions for the tools available? I'll go ahead and answer that one quickly. Jacob shared a link with a page to training videos. We also have our charity help portal. So if you go on CanadaHelps.org and you look at the top right-hand side, you'll see the link to that, and we have a whole lot of questions on there, frequently asked questions specific to our specific tools and stuff like that. So I will take a couple of more questions. We have one from Latoya, and I believe it came in when we were talking about the customizable donation forms. And the question is, does CanadaHelps talk to Raiser's Edge?
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Latoya. So it does. And so we have actually partnered with JMG Solutions, which is a great kind of third-party affiliate of Blackbaud who creates Raiser's Edge. And so we offer a plugin through JMG at a really discounted price, and JMG will sit with you and kind of get that mapping together. Alternatively as well, I just want to let folks know that we do have different integrations right in the donation section for some different CRMs too. For Silent Partners, Sumac, and Donor Perfect, we kind of have ready-made reports that can be imported into those 3 different tools. And I would say lastly that if you go to the custom data download section through there, so if you kind of know, if you could do an export of whatever CRM you're using and you can see the fields that are used, the names of the fields, then you could actually map the CanadaHelps fields and rename the fields to match what's in your CRM or whatever you're using for donor management. And so you can map the fields to match, and you just create that download. You just have to do it once. It's a bit of work up front, but then it's ready to import every single time. So that's in the custom data download section again. Hope that helps.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's take 2 more quick questions. We have a question from Heather. Do you have both French and English donation forms?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Heather. So all of our tools are bilingual. So you'll see at the bottom of the donation form, the donor always has the option to switch to the French version of the form. Also, in your CanadaHelps account, you can edit both the French and the English version of your form, and then you would actually get, if you're looking in the French version of your CanadaHelps account, you're going to get an embed code or a URL for the French version, which you can put on your, if you have a bilingual website, or if you just have a French website, you could use that embed code or that URL. Hope that helps.
Okay, so we'll take one more and then we'll answer the rest offline. So our last one is from Dennis. Do you send out emails to folks on monthly donations when their credit card is about to expire?
Oh, it's a smart question. Wanting to steward those monthly donors. So yes, we do. So they will get a notification sent to them a month before expiry. This is for monthly donors, guys, that have a donation set up to your organization. So they're going to get an email sent to them letting them know. And then they'll also get another email if they fail to change it. They never do, right? They get that email and they change it right away. But for the few that don't, they're going to get a notification that a gift was attempted to be processed, but the card was expired. So it's going to let them know again on the day of their actual donation. So 2 notifications. And then we also have a monthly gifts report in your charity account in the donation section again that shows expiring gifts too. So you can take a look there as well if you wanted to know.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much for spending the time with us to talk to us about all of this. As a reminder, we'll be sending out the recording and the slides following the webinar. Thank you to all of you who have joined us today to learn more about our tools. We're so excited about all the upcoming features that are coming your way. And so with that, we'll say goodbye. Jacob, do you have any final words for the audience?
Yeah, just thanks so much for being with us here today. Really enjoyed it. Hope you got some value, and anytime reach out. Thanks guys. Have a great day.